Now to our big story at 6. The search is on tonight for a new chief of police for the city of Wichita.
As Cake News first told you, Norman Williams abruptly announced his retirement this morning at a news conference. Our Deb Ferris live at City Hall, where Williams' last day is just less than a month. Deb?
Yeah, David, the Wichita police chief has been on the force for 39 years, and he's held his position as the chief of police since 2000. Tonight, he says he's tired and ready to move on.
At the end of the day, I'm tired. I'm tired, but I'm leaving with joy in my heart and peace in my mind.
Wichita's police chief Norman Williams made the announcement to his command staff early Thursday morning, then to the media shortly after.
First thing that I'm going to do is just relax. I'm not going to take phone calls at 3 o'clock in the morning because somebody else is going to do that.
Williams began as an officer with the Wichita Police Department in 1975. Quickly moving up the ranks, he became the chief in 2000. He thanked the police department and the community.
Without their support, there's no way we could have made the progress we've made.
The chief has been under fire for his handling over the years of promotions and officer-involved shootings, but when I asked him about it, he declined to comment.
I'm retiring.
Okay.
I'm going to have a great time.
All right. Thanks, Chief.
And the chief's last day, September 5th, the search for his replacement is expected to begin very soon. We are live in downtown. Deb Ferris, Cake News.
All right, thank you, Deb. Several groups have come forward in recent years demanding for the city to fire Chief Williams.
Our team coverage continues with Cake's Annette Lawless. She is live in downtown Wichita to explain why these groups have been pressing for change. Annette.
Well, I spoke with a number of activists today, and they tell me they're frustrated. They want to see some change. They say the retirement of Chief Williams is really a positive move for Wichita.
We have actually won. Our voices have actually been heard.
Some say the retirement of Wichita Police Chief Norman Williams is a move that will push the city in the right direction.
5 shootings in 1 year, 3 of which are extremely suspicious, and where you've got a district attorney that's just rubber stamping every investigation that they've put out.
And one of those shootings was this past month, where one man was killed in East Wichita. A 26-year-old man charged toward officers with a knife. Eventually, that man was shot.
We do not want our officers or our citizens to be injured because of a threat, whether it's with a knife or whether it's with a gun.
He flagged me down. I asked him up on me.
And in April, another man was shot and killed after a police chase.
And Chief Williams, in my opinion, had a very serious problem holding his officers under his administration accountable.
But to build a better Wichita, some say the city needs a citizens review board working alongside with officers in a time when crime appears to be on the rise.
I feel that it is important to give that body additional powers in terms of the policy making. As it is right now, the power in that body is limited.
And as to whether that group will come into fruition, they tell me only time will tell. They believe that the right police chief has to be in place for anything to happen. Reporting live in downtown Wichita, Annette Lawless, Cake News.
All right, thank you very much, Annette. You know, in many ways, a thankless job being police chief of the state's largest police force. But some say Norman Williams seemed to handle the pressure very well. Larry Hatterberg joins us with a look back at what Chief Williams faced over the years. Larry.
Well, Susan, as you said, it's not an easy job, and you can't please an entire city. However, for nearly 4 decades, Chief Norman Williams has served the community in some of Wichita's most high-profile moments. Norman Williams began his career in 1975 as a patrol officer on the streets, and on the way up the ranks, he was shot twice.
He fired 5 rounds before myself and Officer Holmes were able to fire 1.
Williams was hit twice in the groin, his partner 3 times. Cake News interviewed Williams from his hospital bed.
I kept firing at the subject, and for some odd reason, after my 3rd time shooting, my revolver just jammed on me.
With street experience, promotions followed. In April of 2000, then Deputy Chief Norman Williams became the first African-American police chief in Wichita. Now, he felt community policing would help bring the city together, and that was part of his mission. Gangs, began another focus. And after a year-long investigation into Wichita's Crips gangs, 71 people were charged federally with crimes related to gang activity.
Two 15-year-old gang members fired multiple shots at a Kansas Highway Patrol trooper.
They were able to make the arrest using the Federal Racketeering, or RICO, Act for the first time in the history of the state.
There's no community in the state of Kansas that is not immune to some type of form of gang violence.
Then, in 2005, the investigation into Wichita's infamous BTK came to a close.
When you look at this case, this has been a very complicated and very intense case.
It was solved under Chief Williams' tenure, and the city breathed a sigh of relief.
The bottom line, BTK is arrested.
Racial profiling, a problem in many departments, but not so in Wichita. Under Williams' leadership, a study found that, quote, the Wichita Police Department comes as close to a department that is not engaging in racial ethnic profiling as has been seen in studies of other police agencies. But his tenure was not without controversy. In the local newspaper, The Community Voice, there were calls for his resignation. There was also an issue with body cameras that caused the Fraternal Order of Police to file a grievance with the city because some officers felt they were forced to wear them.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
During today's news conference, though, Chief Williams simply said he was leaving because he was tired.
I'm tired, but I'm leaving with joy in my heart and peace in my mind.
All right, Larry, thank you. Now the search begins, of course, for a new police chief. The city will conduct a nationwide search. After the chief leaves on September 5th, an acting chief will be named until his replacement is hired. It's then up to the city manager to choose Williams' replacement, but it's likely he will get the city council's input on the hire. The city manager is expected to have more information next week on just how the search will work. And, of course, stay right here with Cake News for continuing coverage of Chief Norman Williams' retirement.